Have you ever wondered why some people seem to constantly attract blessings into their lives, while others struggle day after day? It's not coincidence. It's not luck. It's something much deeper that Carl Jung, one of history's most brilliant psychologists, studied throughout his life. Imagine for a moment that you could connect with that part of yourself that naturally attracts abundance, love, and opportunities. How would your life change? Today we're going to explore the 15 reasons why your soul attracts blessings according to Jung's teachings. And I promise that after this video, you'll see your life from a completely new perspective. Jung discovered that our unconscious isn't just a repository of forgotten memories, but a living force that continuously influences our reality. And when we learn to work with it instead of against it, we begin to manifest extraordinary things. So pay attention, because what you're about to discover could completely transform your existence. Reason 1. Authenticity attracts positive synchronicities. Jung developed the concept of synchronicity, those coincidental moments that seem too meaningful to be mere chance. When you live from your true essence, when you stop pretending to be someone you're not, the universe responds. Have you noticed how, when you finally dare to be yourself, opportunities that once seemed impossible suddenly appear? This happens because authenticity emits a unique frequency that resonates with what you truly need, not with what you think you should have. Jung explained that the collective unconscious recognizes truth, and when you're authentic, you become a magnet for blessings that align with your true self. Think about the last time you made a decision completely based on your intuition, ignoring what others expected of you. Didn't you feel an immediate release? Didn't you notice how pieces began to naturally fall into place? That's not coincidence. It's your soul celebrating your authenticity and attracting circumstances that support it. Reason 2. Shadow integration multiplies your personal power. The second reason is perhaps the most powerful and yet the most ignored. Jung constantly talked about the shadow, those parts of ourselves that we prefer not to see, that we hide even from ourselves. But here's the truth that few dare to face. When you integrate your shadow, when you accept both your light and your darkness, you release immense energy that was previously blocked. Imagine all the energy you spend denying parts of yourself, pretending certain thoughts or emotions don't exist. It's exhausting, isn't it? Jung discovered that this energy, once liberated through acceptance, transforms into a powerful attractor of blessings. I'm not talking about acting on every dark impulse. I'm talking about recognizing that you're human, with all your contradictions, and that this totality is precisely what makes you powerful. When you stop fighting against yourself, the universe stops fighting against you. Reason 3. The individuation process opens channels of abundance. Jung called individuation the process of becoming who you truly are, differentiating yourself from collective expectations. It's a lifelong journey, but each step you take on that path opens new channels of abundance. When you commit to your own development, when you constantly seek to know yourself better, you're sending a clear message to the universe. I'm ready to grow. And the universe responds with experiences, people, and resources that support that growth. Haven't you noticed that when you seriously commit to a personal goal, suddenly the right mentors, the perfect books, the ideal opportunities appear? Jung explained that this happens because your psyche and the outer world are in constant dialogue. And when you advance in your individuation, that dialogue becomes more fluid and fruitful. Reason 4. Connection with archetypes amplifies your spiritual resonance. For Jung, archetypes are universal patterns that dwell in the collective unconscious of all humanity. The hero, the sage, the mother, the child, all are powerful forces that, when recognized and honored in your life, amplify your capacity to attract blessings. When you consciously connect with these archetypal energies, you're accessing ancestral wisdom that transcends your individual experience. It's as if you suddenly had access to the universal library of human existence. Perhaps you felt this when, facing a challenge, you suddenly find yourself acting with courage you didn't know you had. That's the hero archetype manifesting through you. And when you allow these archetypes to flow freely in your life, you become a channel for blessings that have nourished humanity for millennia. Reason 5. Balance between conscious and unconscious creates a state of grace. Jung dedicated much of his life to studying the relationship between the conscious mind and the unconscious. He discovered that when these two aspects of our psyche work in harmony rather than opposition, we enter a state that we might call grace. It's that moment when your rational decisions are perfectly aligned with your deepest desires. There's no contradiction, no internal struggle. And it's precisely in this state where blessings flow effortlessly. Do you remember ever making a decision that felt completely right in both your mind and heart? Did you notice how everything seemed to flow afterward? That's the 5th reason why your soul attracts blessings, because you've created a bridge between the visible and invisible within you. Reason 6. Conscious relationship with your dreams opens unsuspected doors. Jung pioneered the deep analysis of dreams, not as mere residues of the day, but as direct messages from the unconscious. When you begin to pay attention to your dreams, when you write them down, contemplate them, and seek their meaning, you're opening a communication channel with a part of yourself that has access to information your conscious mind cannot perceive. This communication with your unconscious through dreams allows you to anticipate opportunities, avoid dangers, and make wiser decisions. It's like having an inner guide who knows the way better than your rational mind. Many of my followers have told me how, after beginning to work with their dreams, they've experienced amazing coincidences, creative inspirations, and even warnings that have saved them from potentially harmful situations. Your unconscious wants to help you, and your dreams are its preferred language. Reason 7. Accepting your paradoxical nature magnetizes good fortune. One of Jung's great contributions was helping us understand that we are paradoxical beings. Within each of us live seemingly irreconcilable opposites. We are selfish and altruistic, brave and fearful, rational and intuitive. When you stop fighting against this paradoxical nature and accept it as part of your human richness, something magical happens. You stop judging yourself, and consequently, you stop judging others. This deep acceptance creates a magnetic field for good fortune. Haven't you noticed that the people who seem to attract the most blessings are those who have befriended their contradictions? They don't try to be perfect. They don't pretend to have all the answers. They simply embrace the complexity of being human, and that fundamental honesty attracts situations and people that enrich their lives. Reason 8. Recognizing your projections cleanses your energy field. Jung discovered that we constantly project onto others what we don't want to see in ourselves. If you're enormously irritated by selfish people, you're probably struggling with your own repressed selfishness. If you're fascinated by creative people, perhaps there's an artist within you seeking expression. When you begin to recognize these projections, when you understand that the outer world is largely a mirror of your inner world, something transformative happens. You reclaim the energy you were spending on blaming or idealizing others. This reclamation of energy cleanses your energy field and makes it more receptive to the blessings that have always been there, waiting for you to be present enough to notice them. Isn't it fascinating to think that many of the blessings you seek are already in your life, simply waiting for you to recognize them? Reason 9. The practice of radical honesty attracts authentic relationships. Jung firmly believed in radical honesty, not just with others, but more importantly, with yourself. When you stop lying to yourself, when you recognize your true desires, fears, and motivations, you create space for truth to flourish in all your relationships. And here's the blessing. Authentic relationships are infinitely more nourishing than superficial ones. A single, deeply honest conversation can transform your life more than years of empty social interactions. Have you ever experienced the sense of liberation that comes after expressing a truth you'd been keeping? Have you noticed how, after that moment, people who resonate with your authenticity, begin to appear in your life. That's the ninth reason why your soul attracts blessings, because truth has a magnetic power that falsehood can never match. Reason 10. Active imagination amplifies your intuition. Jung developed a technique called active imagination, a form of meditation in which you consciously dialogue with the images and symbols emerging from your unconscious. This practice, he discovered, is one of the most powerful ways to amplify your intuition. And a refined intuition is possibly one of the greatest attractors of blessings that exist. It allows you to recognize opportunities others overlook, sense dangers others ignore, and make decisions based on a deeper wisdom than mere logic. Think about those times when you just knew you should make a certain decision, though you couldn't explain why. That quiet voice, that deep knowing, is your intuition speaking to you. And the more you listen to it, the more reliable it becomes, and the more blessings it attracts to your path. Reason 11. Accepting cyclical time synchronizes your life with natural rhythms. Unlike our modern linear view of time, Jung understood that the human psyche operates in cycles, just like nature. There are times of expansion and contraction, activity and rest, manifestation and gestation. When you accept these natural cycles instead of fighting against them, when you understand there are moments to act and moments to wait, your life begins to synchronize with the rhythms of the universe. And it's in this synchronization where blessings flow most naturally. Have you noticed how sometimes, no matter how hard you try, nothing seems to work, while other times things happen almost effortlessly? Jung would say you're experiencing different phases of a natural cycle. Learning to recognize which phase you're in and act accordingly is a skill that multiplies the blessings in your life. Reason 12. Commitment to your spiritual vocation attracts material abundance. Jung differentiated between work and vocation. Work is what you do to earn a living. Vocation is what you've been called to do, the unique contribution that only you can make to the world. The fascinating thing he discovered is that when you commit to your vocation, when you dedicate energy to what makes your soul sing, material abundance tends to follow. Not because it's the goal, but because it's a natural consequence of being aligned with your purpose. This doesn't mean you should quit your job tomorrow. It means you should find ways to infuse your vocation into everything you do, to express your unique gift even in the most mundane tasks. And when you do, the universe responds with a generosity that might surprise you. Reason 13. The practice of forgiveness releases ancestral karmic patterns. Although Jung didn't specifically use the term karma, he did speak extensively about generational patterns and how certain psychological themes can repeat in families for centuries if not recognized and healed. Forgiveness, both toward others and yourself, is one of the most powerful tools to break these patterns. When you forgive, you're not saying that what happened is okay. You're saying you will no longer allow that energy to control your life. Have you ever experienced the feeling of lightness that comes after truly forgiving someone who hurt you? That feeling isn't just emotional, it's your soul freeing itself from a weight you may have carried for several lifetimes. And once that weight is released, there's space for new blessings to enter. Reason 14. Conscious relationship with nature restores your original frequency. Jung firmly believed in the deep connection between humans and the natural world. He observed that many modern psychological problems arise from our disconnection from nature, from the rhythms and cycles that have nourished our species for millennia. When you consciously re-establish your relationship with nature, when you spend regular time in natural environments without technological distractions, your nervous system recalibrates. You return to your original frequency, the frequency you were born with before the noise of the modern world altered it. And it's in this original frequency where blessings flow most naturally, not as extraordinary events, but as the natural way life should be, abundant, nourishing, in constant renewal. Reason 15. The practice of conscious gratitude creates a cycle of cosmic reciprocity. The last reason, but definitely not the least important, is one that Jung considered fundamental: conscious gratitude. Not superficial or mechanical gratitude, but a deep recognition of the gifts already present in your life. Jung discovered that conscious gratitude creates what we might call a cycle of cosmic reciprocity. When you sincerely recognize and appreciate the blessings you already have, you create a receptive field for more blessings to arrive. Not because you're paying for them, but because you're demonstrating that you know how to value them. It's as if the universe said, "This person appreciates what I give, I'll give them more." Not from a place of transaction, but from a place of resonance. And that resonance, that harmony between giving and receiving, is possibly the most powerful attractor of blessings that exists. Think about this. How many times have you overlooked the small blessings of your day because you were too focused on what's missing? Jung teaches us that this attitude not only makes us unhappy, but literally blocks the arrival of more abundance. If I had to summarize everything we've explored today, it would be this: your soul doesn't attract blessings for what you do, but for who you are. For the frequency you emit, for the consciousness with which you live, for the authenticity with which you express yourself. Carl Jung dedicated his life to helping us understand that there's a constant dialogue between our inner and outer worlds, and that the quality of that dialogue largely determines the quality of our experience. When you commit to living consciously, to integrating your shadow, to honoring your dreams and expressing your truth, you're not simply improving your psychology, you're transforming your reality. And now I want to ask you, which of these 15 reasons resonated most with you? Which aspects of Jung's teachings do you feel could transform your life if you paid more attention to them? I'd love to read your reflections in the comments. If this video has helped you see your life from a new perspective, please share it with someone you think could benefit from it too. Every time we share transformative knowledge, we're contributing to elevating collective consciousness, and that's something Jung deeply valued. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell to receive updates. Each week we explore deep topics like this, always with the aim of helping you live a more conscious, authentic, and fulfilling life. Remember, your soul is already attracting blessings at this very moment. The question is, are you present enough to recognize them? Are you open enough to receive them? And perhaps most importantly, are you willing to become the kind of person who can sustain those blessings when they arrive? Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring the depths of the human psyche and the infinite possibilities that open when we decide to live consciously. As Jung himself would say, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. It's time to awaken. It's time to recognize your power. It's time to allow your soul to attract all the blessings you deserve.